particularly in the Northern Hemisphere, very much celebrated that today. And so good to see everybody and welcome along. I'm sitting here knitting my hitchhiker. Today's going to be very relaxed. I want to knit some hitchhiker. I want to have a look at some of the latest. I haven't checked the Ravelry What's Hot page for a while, and there were a couple of, because I know a lot of patterns sort of get released around now, heading into the Northern Hemisphere winter, and I wanted to sort of have a wee look in what is there. Hey, good morning everyone. Sian, Greg, so good to see you all. And there was a couple of really outstanding patterns that leapt out at me, so I thought we could have a look at those this morning. The other thing today is, of course, we're doing our spotlight in Southlander, and many of you picked up the Southlander sport that has been on for the first 10 days of the month. As of today, we're all up and loaded on the sale page. Southlander DK is now up at $11.95, down from $14.95 a ball. It is still probably one of the best value New Zealand grown and spun DKs that you will find anywhere. And the pattern, one of the patterns that appeared on the top 20 this morning was absolutely perfect for that Southlander. So I thought we would take a little look at that. And I've actually almost finished the newsletter. So that is going to, it shouldn't take long actually once I'm done here to get that out to you all. And in there is I'm featuring that pattern with some details. Plus I'm hoping, my scanner wasn't working this morning, so I'm going to try again. I'm hoping to scan this and get this out to you as well, because that is also going to be perfect for that Southlander as well. Also throw in your questions this morning. Let's have it. Hope you've got your coffee. Hope you've got your knitting. Let's have a bit of a natter and see what you're up to. And yes, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to throw this top 20 up, because this pattern, there were several things there, and there was one in particular that leapt out for me. And everyone would think, oh yes, you're going to jump straight to the Angela Maree. No, was the first question there. What leapt out at me was this one from Thea Coleman called Scotch Must. Now, I have to say I am on a bit of a cable jag at the moment, and I think part of that is because I have knitted a big Aran project myself earlier in the year, and we also have Kelly & Cohen, which of course totally lends itself to these sorts of projects. This one's using a woolen spun worsted, which is exactly what we've got with Kelly & Co. But the beautiful thing too about Southlander DK is it is actually spun to a classic worsted Aran weight. So it is normally on a stocking stitch, a 20 stitch tension, but it can actually push forward if you're going to do complex cables. So lots of crossing over. You can actually increase your needle size on that to still actually get the gauge and the effect that you're after. So this pattern really stood out for me. So let's pull this up there, and I'm just going to show it to you. It is lovely. It has just got these beautiful braided cables. It's got these lovely sort of slip stitch cables. She's gone and done it in such a way, and I'll see if I can get a side shot. Two things attracted me. One, it is actually knitted in pieces, and I think when it comes to errands like this, they do need to be knitted bottom up in pieces. In terms of the structure, it's where they work best. It's really classic. Nice shoulder there, classic shoulder, straightforward sleeve. You look at that and you think, wow, but when you actually look at it, you've got this lovely big traveling cable here. This is just essentially a raised, I'm picking it'll be a raised slip stitch by the look of it. That's a very, very straightforward little cable there, and that is pretty much it. It is not too difficult. Now, she's gone and designed this in a long and short version. This is the long version, and you can see this slightly there. See how there's a slight little Guernsey style to it there, and then she's got these big side panels. And it says in the pattern notes, and let me jump out and we'll have a look at those pattern notes. She says that she's got really good extensive pattern notes on here. And best of all, 20% off if you purchase this before, it says Friday, which will be Friday her time. So that will be Saturday our time. But one of the things she did is, I mean, they blather on about all these different things first, but here we go. My sample is longer A-line version, and it's knit so it covers my rear, she says. I can fully appreciate that there. You can see the shaping at the sides, which allows it to remain nice and loose around my curves, and any layers underneath can lie beautifully without being in the hip. The Scotch Must is worked bottom up. The ribbed hem is begun flat in two pieces and then joined, so the lower body can continue in the round to the armholes, and then the upper body is worked flat in two pieces and seamed to the shoulders. Lastly, collar and sleeve stitches are picked up and the openings are worked in the round at the end. Now, if you've not worked in the round, working in the round like this is actually relatively straightforward. The cables are both charted and written, which I like, and there are really good notes included for modifications to length, width, body, and sleeves, and the neckline as well. See, she had me at modifications. You know what I'm like. She had me at modifications. And this I really love, because this means that we're dealing then with a garment that could be knitted for anybody. The sizing she has are from 37-inch all the way through to 65-inch. So there's a huge range of adult sizing there. And with those modifications around width, length, and the like, it does actually mean that you'll be able to make plenty of changes for shape, for width, for length, all the way through. So the only thing you need to be obviously wary of is your meterages. And here we go. Let's just jump down to here. And to be honest with you, I mean, that's the one downside of Aran, with all that crossing over and twisting of cables, you do get a lot of meterage use. I mean, the meterages are quite significant. However, with this, you do have a bit of leverage, and this is where Southlander, I think, comes in beautifully, is because you are dealing with those big balls. There's 400 meters per ball. You can like build an extra meterage quite easily, and so let's just jump all the way out to the largest size, which is massive. So she is saying 2200 meters. Let's divide that by 4. So you're looking at 6 balls of Southlander for the largest size, and that is on the long version, which is pretty jolly good. So you're looking at $71 to knit the largest size currently with Southlander on special, $71.70. I mean, that is great savings in anybody's book. Kelly & Co. With the Kelly & Co, you are looking at, so what did I say? There were 6. That'll be 12 Kelly & Co's, probably 13 by the time you want to do that. So that is a weeny bit more, but you know what? It will make an absolute heritage piece as well. So there are some fantastic options. I saw that this morning and I was like, oh, love it. Absolutely love it. It really is gorgeous. Absolutely really gorgeous. So I was so delighted. I actually was really delighted when I saw that in the RAV this morning. So that is I'm going to feature that that information in the newsletter this morning. And I just thought I absolutely loved it. But look, while we're here, let's have a quick look and see what else we've got there. Obviously, Shawlography is up. The Scotch Must is there. I didn't even look at this. Let's have a look at this. What has she done? Oh, there we go. It's using a sport. Okay. All right. So if you've gone and bought some of the Southlander sport, and she's actually doing one of my favorite tricks, which is actually pulling the needle size up. And she's doing her Angela Maree rewrites the rules of gauge again. God, I'm sounding like Ethan. Dreadful, isn't it? But that's a really neat, nice little knitted tee. I have to say, Southlander sport in that style of garment will look fantastic. This was the other one that actually grabbed my eye. I didn't jump in and have a look at it. Oh, there we go. That's using a bulky 12 ply. All right. So this hat here, I would say, looking at that, would look fantastic in our batch. And hold your horses, because remember, in 10 days' time, Southlander Bulky will be on sale. So you might want to bookmark that one for then. That would be a really fantastic quick knit for Christmas presents. This was the other one that caught my eye. Melanie Berg. We love Melanie Berg. Now, why this caught my eye is, one is it's a lovely sort of floaty t-shirt. It's got a really, really nice A-line here, so as you can see, there's lots of movement in that part of the body, which when you're shaped like me is a really good thing. I like anything that hangs off the boobs and doesn't cling to the other squidgy bits. So that definitely caught my eye, and it's using the Ito Sensei and the Ito Kinu. Now, Ito Kinu is that beautiful tweedy silk yarn that I've shown you before on a cone, which I've knitted, and I like to double strand back with other plain things to give them some colour and some texture. And and I got mine from Newton House in Wellington, and Sensei is the very, very fine, fine kid mohair and silk. So it's using that double-stranded concept of those two very fine weight yarns knitted together, using then onto a 3.25 millimeter needle. Now, if you were wanting to do this, the cascade lace that we have blended back with the Whisper Fine would be a really incredible combination. And if you just pull this up here, as you can see, it's utterly gorgeous. It's got this really pretty little textured lace panel here, and it would be really beautiful knitting, very light and floaty, quite warm. But in our conditions here as well, if we were wanting something also, I could see that knitted comfortably in Pearl Luster just on its own. The new Mahana 4-ply just on its own is a beautiful lightweight knitted tee for this time of year for our climate here in New Zealand. I actually think that Alive and Kicking is a really fantastic option. Even if you wanted to do something more natural, I would even have a go at that in the new Flight Light. I think that would look amazing. It would look really, really good. So I'm actually thinking I might do a newsletter for later in the week dedicated to that. It just shows there's so many different options that you could use for that. She's got 6 sizes available. Look, it is charted. There is a circular low. It is one piece in the round. But, you know, if you are quite happy to actually jump in and give that a go, I think that you will get a very, very wearable garment and something that you will utterly thrash at this time of year. So that was the other one that sort of leapt out at me. How is everybody doing? Oh, thanks, Kathy. I know I've got a fly in here. We thought we chased it out, and we did, and then only to find that it had a friend. I know, right? Yeah, so those were a couple of the patterns that just leapt off the page at me. Then, last but not least, also featured in the Speakeasy, and I think it will still be here. I hope it will still be here. Oh, it was on. Oh, there it is. There it is, still on the front page. Yes. By our very own Kiwi designer, Thalia O'Connor, in the Speakeasy, Donnybrook Designs. Yep, still on the front page of Revelry, which is amazing. She put out her new Starlight collection. Now, many of you, she put out a testicle for that in Speakeasy. Many of you heeded the call and did the testing for this. And the junior version, which is this neat little 0 to 3 months version, is actually available for free. And look at that. It is so cute. It is a gorgeous little design. It is moons and stars in a fantastic yoke, a really neat little sweater. This is a great design if you're looking for something for Christmas knitting. It's fun. These two here, I mean, this in our new Flight yarn, I think will look amazing. Imagine these with the naturals. The Weka is the darkest shade in the range. The Kiwi is the lightest. They will give you fantastic contrasts for this. But also too, if you were wanting to play around with the pulse, and in fact, I think one of the samples did use pulse, one of the testers, and you can use the pulse for the stars and the suns, and then use a plain color in behind it. Now our new flight, our flight yarns are due in a couple of weeks for the big restocks, so they're not too far away. But remember, we've also, if you've got vintage DK rolling around in the stash, this would be perfect, utterly perfect. Look, the little newborn 0 to 3 months is available in the ebook for free. However, if you actually go to the ebook, then with the ebook you can actually purchase all of the patterns, including the hat and the straight pullover as well. And in the straight pullover here, the paid version gives you sizing. So the smallest version, 0 to 3 months, is for free, but then this from the 6 month onwards to 10 years is part of the ebook. And it is a fantastic, absolutely gorgeous. She's used Orb Merino here. And Orb is, it just would be great stitch definition, as you can see as you jump up into here. So you get that really beautiful crisp stitching up through the top there. And I just, yeah, I think it's such a wonderful sweater. It's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So any of our DK yarns would look spectacular in this. It would look great in the Orb. Even Sock Mortician would look awesome. You could blend Sock Mortician with the Flight Naturals. Honestly, the world is your oyster where this design is concerned. So if you're looking for a design to knit for children in your lives, definitely well worth getting that that design bundle. So yeah, there's some really lovely designs out there if you're wanting to get your knitting kick started for this sort of the Christmas period. And you know, a lot of us are actually, I think, knitting now for Christmas. Good news is now Aucklanders, you are actually allowed to actually go out and go physically shopping in person, I understand. What a novel concept. I hope. And Lynn, good morning, Lynn. Lynn had a pop-up at her place. Actually, Lynn, while you're there, are you pop the details? Lynn is in on YouTube. So pop your details of your pop-up actually in there, Lynn, and I can let people know who are over on the Facebook side of things what your pop-up is. She's in Auckland, so if you'd be itching to do some yarn shopping actually in Squish, you might be able to go and do that with Lynn at Fibre to Go. Yeah, it's great news that you are able to get out and about. I'm actually here, as you can see, in the room. The Christmas tree is still behind me. Directly opposite me, we have cleaned off the big sort of sideboard stand, and we're starting to actually populate that with Christmas gifts. We're going to be turning this space of the store into a little bit of a Christmas store, ready of little Christmas gifts and ideas ready for your Christmas shopping. We've already had like quite a few bits and pieces, but we thought if we bring them all into here, it will make things much easier to see. Great, Lynn, open again on Saturday 11 till 3. Make sure you check out Fibre to Go over on Facebook. All the details are there of where you can find Lynn's store and to go in and pop and have a visit. I know it's Milton Road, but I can't remember what number, Lynn, so definitely do check that out. It will be so good, you know, just to get yourselves out and about, isn't it? Have a squish and enjoy the pop-up this Saturday with Lynn. That looks fabulous. So what has everyone else been knitting? I have to admit, Lynn, too, I loved your version of the Shawlography. I absolutely loved it. And Greg, I did quite like yours too. Greg is in here as well. His was a really fantastic classic popper colour too. There's been some real goodies. And I mean, this, I have to say, some of his mystery knit alongs I've been a bit yeah, whereas this one I do quite like. I do actually think, there we go, 4 Milton Road, Northcote Point for Lynn at Fibre to Go. I knew it was Milton Road because we've got Milton Road here, so that's why it's stuck in my brain, but 4 Milton Road, Northcote Point. 11 till 3 Saturday at Fibre to Go pop-up store. What else have we got moving and shaking here at the minute? Oh, we've got new stickers on the windows. If you are visiting the store, you may notice that it does, when you pull up outside, it does look a little different. And we have been, honestly, 2 years we've been meaning to do this, but it's like anything, you know, we needed to sort of wait until because these things are expensive, but anyway, we finally got them up and they look amazing, and it means that from the outside you don't get to see the back of our Scone Showers anymore, so that's good. So that's really kind of exciting, so we're really happy about that. And we've got there's some other new drop-down signs coming, and then the Christmas stock is coming. Apparently the Knit Pro order has landed into warehouse, so we're just waiting for that to arrive down to us. So that is really exciting. Oh, Shani, still marching along with the hullabaloo. Wow. Oh, how's my mojo? My Mojo Shiny is sort of there. It's getting there. Like I've been, I have done a little, as you can see, I've done a little bit more with this. I'm into blue now, and I'm almost finished the second ball. It's getting there. I am definitely going to do, I think, the Calico for my big summer project. I think I want to do that sort of project for my husband, and I think I just know how much I enjoyed knitting the Nanook, and how I really did enjoy it. So I think that's going to be a good way for me to for a project to get stuck into. And actually, I'm quite enjoying this as well. Like, this is, considering I'm feeling a bit bleh, this has actually gone quite quickly. So it's going to be, it's going to be quite good. Rhoda, do you have any of the short tip? No, actually, just the standard sizes. We haven't. Yeah, I know the ones that you're talking about. No, just the standard sizes, and there's a lot of stuff at the moment that we can't get our hands on, I have to say. There was a lot of stuff we wanted to get our hands on and couldn't. So yeah, which is a bit of a, I know exactly what you're talking about, because for those smaller circumferences, those shorter tips are much, much better. But no, just the standards, I'm afraid, Rhoda. But we have got a lot of kits coming. We've still got some kits in stock now, but we've got a whole heap more. Claire has ordered these gorgeous bags. They'll be coming. And actually, some of the cases that sold out, like we got them in last summer, they just went whoosh. So they're coming back in. The one thing, actually, I've just got to move them into the side that I saw have now arrived, is the electric fabric shavers. So those are the ones that do actually have the replaceable blades, and they this is probably the Rolls Royce of yarn and fabric depillers and shavers, because it is electric. You don't lose power. Sometimes with these shavers that slice, when the batteries get a little bit less than their best, that's when they tend to pick up and snag, and that's also when you get the snagging with the blades. Whereas this one, you don't get that. You have consistent power all the time. In fact, I'll go get it and I'll show you, because I just bought one. So we get these in directly from the Fabric Care Company in Melbourne, and we actually got in a whole heap. So usually we would often get these in half a dozen at a time. We've gotten a whole chunk in, because every time we get them in, they just disappear. So this is it here. Oh, there we go with the light. So that's the fabric shaver there. They're $65. And to me, they're worth every penny. I do have a battery operated one, but this one here, honestly, we just adore. And it does everything. So not only woolens, but you can actually use it on linens, car seats, everything that you need. And the thing that we love about it is this portion here screws off, and you can actually replace the blades. Yeah, Michelle's got one. Honestly, it is really fantastic. And actually having that constant level of power does make a huge difference. And yeah, we can't recommend these enough. We've got one, obviously one of these in the shop that we use to keep our samples looking spruced. And to be fair, I mean, everyone here, will take it home and do all their garments and bring it back to work. It really is fantastic. So I know it's not the sexiest gift purchase, but you know what, if you are having a member of your family that's struggling to buy you something, point them in the direction of one of these. So they, and I think on the website, it's one of these ones that's a bit funny to find on the website. I am going to reset up the gifts page. I think it might still be there. I might have even called it Christmas, or I will call it Christmas, but I'll reset up the page under Yarns by Brand again to make it easier for you guys to find. It is in there, but if you just put in fabric shaver or even just fabric, it should come up. Everything looks like you. Yes, actually, Michelle, great point. Michelle's just saying everything looks like brand new again, but don't use it on Bohemia. And yes, Michelle, I would fully concur with that. And you look at me and go, why wouldn't you? Because the reason for that is Bohemia, of course, is the possum, and the possum comes out and blooms. And sometimes you get with the possum, you do get a little bit of pilling. I have to say the best way for Bohemia is sweater stone, hands down. We've got those as well. And the sweater stone is the pumice type stone that you brush across, and it just sloughs off those pills fantastically, but it also helps lift that possum back up and keeps it all beautiful and lush. I also find the sweater stones work quite well on things. It actually works quite well on Southlander. Both work really, really well on Southlander. I find the sweater stones tend to work better on yarns that are hand washable. And definitely if it's got a really short fibre content in there. So possum, angora, like your mohairs, your brushed mohairs, for example. Sometimes your mohairs can get a little bit pilly. Just gently use the sweater stone on your brushed mohairs, not the shaver. That will always work a lot better. So that's a really good tip. Thank you for that, Michelle. Are the photos coming soon of the new poles to the website? Yes, the answer to that, Linda, is yes. Poor old Steph, she's been absolutely, she's had a ton of stock sent up to her in the last little bit. So she's got the pulse. She's also got what else has she been? She's been sent up some of our new gift packs that we're making up for Christmas. She's got a couple of new things from the mill turned up, which she's just got. The pulse photos take a little bit more for her to do because the color variation, she does this incredible job, whereas one color, for example, like this, she may actually have to take up to 5 photographs and then marry all those photograph color match and then overlay all those photographs together to create like a little collage. So yes, I'm knowing Steph as I do, chances I will probably see those at some stage next week. I am hoping, so that'll be great. Electric fabric, yeah, Lynn's saying the electric fabric shavers are incredible. You do. I mean, I have to, as I said, it's not the sexiest gift that you can have, but I have to say, if someone gave me this, I would be over the moon. And it really does make a huge difference. And sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but when you've been knitting for a long time and you've got depth in your wardrobe of things, and sometimes stuff gets folded up and just left, there is nothing actually better than pulling those items out, having a look at them. And I do this actually every couple of years. I'll go through all my hand knits, pull everything out, have a look, and actually give them a bit of a spruce up. And it does give them a new lease of life. Margaret, will the charcoal Southlander be installed? No, is the short answer to that. The charcoal Southlander DK is the one we're still waiting for, and it is because it's been held up in scouring. And it's because we have to get it scoured. We can't do it locally. Being coloured, dark colour, it has to be done in the South Island, and they have got such a backlog, and we had sold so much of it that it was not able to be done in time. So that is the one that will not be available in the sale. Every other colour is in stock except charcoal. So I'm really sorry about that. That's just how it goes, I'm afraid. Yes, but with the Knit Pros, we've got Knit Pro coming in. We've got the fabric shavers. We've got actually the felting kits, the needle felting kits. If you're looking for gifts for kids, that's loads of fun. And they're really reasonably priced. Actually, they start, I think we've got them starting from about $10 through to $15 for those kits. They're really brilliant value and they're so much fun. So we have them. What else have we got coming in? Oh, I've got pom-poms back. If you just put it pom-pom or natural, I think on the website you'll see the rabbit pom-poms are back. What else have I had back in? There's been a bit actually. We ordered so much of the stuff such a long time ago because we got word that shipping could be really delayed. So it's a bit like Christmas at the moment, but we've literally, but trying to find space to put it all has been a bit of a challenge, I have to say, but we are getting there. So hopefully buy lots of Southlander. That will help with our space trouble. Black Friday is coming up, as many of you know. So that is the 26th, I think, of this month. We will be doing something just for the day. So there you go. That's your forward warning. That's all I'm going to tell you, though. But just be able to do something for one day. So we are organised for that. What else have we got coming up? The other flight is coming in. Oh, and that will be coming in with Flight Light as well in those colours. So that's exciting. So that is coming. Urban Deluxe, actually. Let's talk about Urban Deluxe. Urban Deluxe, I've had lots of inquiries around colours and restocking of Urban Deluxe. Urban Deluxe is probably going to phase out and we're going to move across to Flight. And that is just purely because we've sort of kind of got a double up there, and the Flight is such incredible value, being the merino it is, and also to all the stock is machine washable. The labels have been altered accordingly, and it just means that we can get, so some of the colours are transitioning across. So some of the colours that you're missing at the moment in Urban Deluxe, you will start seeing appearing in the new lot of Flight. So that is quite exciting. So that is coming. Just looking out into the shop to see what else I need to tell you about before I forget. There's so much. No, it's gone. It'll come back. It's okay. I'm going to go and keep doing some knitting. So do look out for that newsletter. So as I said, the newsletter is coming out today. I'm just going to go down and rescan that pattern and see if I can get that free vintage pattern, which I'm doing because Time Warp is our theme in the Skeinz Speakeasy at the moment. So anything that has you thinking, getting you in a loop with a Time Warp where it's going to the future, taking you back to the past. But I thought it'd be fun to give you some retro patterns in the newsletters this month to go with our theme. So I'll go off and do that. And as I said, I've got that Scotch Must pattern in there just to show you all the details on that, and perfect in those two yarns. So until then, have a great rest of week. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully the weather is fine for you wherever you are, and we will talk to you again. I will be back here again on Monday, and until then, have a great weekend and look after yourself. Happy stitching. Till then, see you later.